Scott Jones, your Sergeant at Arms, and I am calling this meeting into session. This is Morgan State University's Toastmasters Club. That is club number 979269, and we pride ourselves in being the best Toastmasters club in town. This is a place where Toastmasters is a place that you're coming to improve your public speaking and effective communication skills. So you are truly in the right place if you are looking to become a more lucid, clear speaker, if you are trying to practice some of these Zoom tech skills. This is a great place for you to be. We do have some reminders for everyone. If you are not speaking, we ask that you please mute your mic. Again, if you are not speaking, we ask that you please mute your mic. If you have to move around, we ask that you please cut off your camera so that you're not distracting any of the speakers. Also, keep in mind that we are live streaming this on Facebook and YouTube Live, so be sure to go back and check yourself out and see if you have any space for improvement. So at this time, I'm not going to belabor this any longer. I'm going to go ahead and pass this mic over to our wonderful Mr. President, Mr. Robert Tyree.
The crowd going live today. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, distinguished guests. My name is Robert Tyree, and I'm your president for this term. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Guys, I'm so excited to be with you guys this evening. You guys could have been anywhere in the world, but you decided to hang out with us on this Monday night. This is the first week of December. A couple more weeks left until we enter the new year. I feel like it's time to write down some New Year resolutions, but I'm trying to make some goals, lifetime goals. So excited to see you guys. Haven't been live in a regular meeting, but thank y'all for coming out for last week's meeting, because we had an amazing speaker, Ms. Sarisa Pleasant, who blessed us with so many resume tips and information during their live session. Also, a bunch of information during our behind the scenes or our meeting after dark. So if you guys can give her a round of applause for her amazing speech. Anytime that she comes and blesses us with her presence, it's always amazing. But we're not going to belabor the time tonight. We have an amazing agenda. My dear friend will be speaking and sharing her thoughts. I cannot wait to see what's going on. So I would like to actually go ahead and just pass the baton to our Toastmaster of the evening, Mr. Olio Samuels. Olio, are you ready, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How's it going? How you doing?
Always a pleasure, sir.
Hoping y'all can see me. If you can't see me, can you see me? Am I a little bit? Is that better?
A little fuzzy, Olio.
A little fuzzy. Let me just take this virtual background off, so this way you can see me a little bit better. How's that? Is that better?
Yes, sir.
All right. How is everyone doing today? We have a wonderful day today, and as your Toastmaster of the day, I have the wonderful, they just give me the opportunity to call on some great helpers today that are going to be out there to just help and refining those skills. And those two people are going to be our all-counting grammarian and our timer. So the first person I like to do to introduce is our all-counter and grammarian of the day. They're going to be here helping me out, and that is Mr. Tyrone Thorpe. Mr. Tyrone Thorpe, could you please tell everyone what you'll be doing as the all-counter and grammarian?
Good evening, all. I am Tyrone Thorpe. I am your all-counter and grammarian for this evening, and my job is to ensure that you as speakers and or listeners use the English language in the manner it is intended or was intended. So I'm checking for your filler words, your ahs, your ums, your so's, you knows, nothing dramatic in terms of grammatical syntax, but making sure that you use the English language in a way that's intended to where you sound coherent. And we also aim to increase our vocabulary. And the word of the evening is smarmy. I've used that word before, but it's not a good word to use if you are duplicitous, but it's a good word to use to throw at someone who is. Smarmy means behaving as if you are polite, but not genuine. Call it perfidy or two-faced. And you see that a lot when you see reviews or when you see a greeting of someone who you really don't want to be around. So that's what smarmy is. Having said that, enjoy your evening and speak well.
Thank you, sir. And just a reminder, everybody, when you hear that word of the day, when you hear smarmy, that's when we actually do a little fake little knock like this, because we won't be able to hear you. So it's going to be a virtual knock where you're just going to kind of give you a little knock, and we encourage everyone to try to use the word of the day into your speeches and into your table topics off the cuff. It'll just help, you improve. So the next person that I want to introduce that is going to be helping us out is our timer for today. That is Mr. Tasha Brown. Are you there, Ms. Brown?
Yes. Good evening, Olio.
Good evening. Could you please tell the world how and what you'll be doing to help out and assist today?
I sure will. All right. So I will be a timer for this evening, and I will be timing the prepared speeches as well as table topics. We have an amazing speaker today, and she will be speaking for 5 to 7 minutes for the prepared speech. At 5 minutes, you'll see the green apples. At 6 minutes, you will see the yellow bananas. And at 7 minutes, you will see the red strawberries. All right. And then you will have 30 seconds left before your time is up. When the time is up, I will go back here. And I think you'll see me because our wonderful Zoom master has tagged me next to you. All right. And then for table topics, there will be 1 to 2 minutes. At the 1 minute, again, our green apples, 1.5, our bananas, and at 2 minutes, our strawberries. And your time will be over at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Thank you all so much.
Thank you for that. So I hope you all are ready. I found some more light. Look at that. Let there be light. All right. So I hope you all are ready for our first speech of the day. So we have the speaker, Miss Shauna Step Jones. And here's the thing about Miss Shauna Step Jones. Shauna is the CEO. Yes, CEO of Devoneering Lab. Her purpose is to cultivate audacious and brilliant women in science, technology, innovation, engineering, and math. She has a vision of a world where women and girls of all ethnicities and social economic background is in the mainstream of STEM. Tonight, Shauna will be introducing the audience to her work, her team, and will be open to taking a few questions from the audience. Mrs. Shauna Step Jones, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you.
Are you? You're welcome. Take it away.
All right. One moment. Sorry. Wow. Everyone can see the slideshow. Yes. All right. Greetings, Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, distinguished guests and friends. Again, I am Shauna Step Jones. I am an inventor, an engineer, an educator, an entrepreneur, and I am the founder of Devoneering Lab. I'm truly inspired by the disruptive Madam and audacious Madam C.J. Walker. And I too am revolutionizing the beauty tech industry. So here's the problem. There is a lack of innovation to conveniently dry, detach wig units and bundles. Here's the solution, Spundle. Spundle is the first ever no heat dryer that dries bundles and wigs. And and 15 minutes. So it decreases drying time from upwards of 24 hours to 15 minutes. At this time, I would like to share a demo of Spundle. Give me one moment while I switch over screens. Screen. 1 moment. Okay, I'm sharing. Stay with me. Oh my gosh, why is this happening? The tray at the top is blocking me from controlling my screen, so just bear with me. All right, so the solution is Spundle. Take a look at our demo. All right, moving back on to our presentation. 1 moment, got a lot of switching going on. All right, so again, that is the first ever no heat dryer for bundles and wigs, conveniently decreasing drying time from 24 hours to 15 minutes. We are currently targeting a $6.4 billion market of prosumers, hair distributors, and everyday wig wearers. So we respect leading innovators such as Conair and Dyson, but no other dryer compares to Spundle. We estimate a need for $1 million. We are currently in month 6 of 12 of research and development, and we are currently fundraising, we're doing a crowdfunding fundraiser to raise $1 million, and that is for the continuous research and development, the manufacturing, the distribution, and the marketing. We are currently looking to launch exclusive demo deals with existing beauty brands such as Ulta or Sephora, so that we can co-brand with them and really capitalize off of their existing enterprise. We are currently utilizing marketing ads, mailing lists. We are doing a crowdfunding campaign, pitch competitions, all of Q1 and Q2, to really get out here and get some customer discovery and get our product in front of our future users. I want to give you all the opportunity to see where we're at in our project plan. We started this back in June. We have gotten to month 6 where we have validated our spin functionality as well as our airflow functionality. We're now currently trying to work on the modular design so that we can have a prototype, a manufacturable prototype by June 2022. In March of 2022, we will be filing our application. I was a patent examiner for 10 years. And so in order for us to successfully file a patent, I needed to leave the patent office. I left in March of 2021. So that would be a year from now where we can go ahead and file our patent. I want to introduce you to our team. Currently, we are under the advisement of my mentor, Ms. Patricia Newby. We have successfully raised $250,000 under our VC, McKeever Conwell, and his venture firm, Rare Breed. We have brought on some staff. We have a CFO, DeAndrea Cohen. We have brought on a marketing expert, Mr. Mario Armstrong, who is working with us currently on our go-to-market strategy and other marketing strategies leading up to our launch. Our product development team consists of Dave, he's our chief CTO. We have a product engineer, Jordan, and we have Gianna also working on the product. At this point, I am going to conclude my speech and open up the floor for any questions. Any questions?
Yes, I have a few questions. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
On this product. I've been following you for a minute on this product, and I'm very proud of what you're doing. How did you come up with this idea?
So this idea came about back in 2016 when I was wearing wigs and bundles, and I was living in Atlanta. And I lived about 40 minutes away from my stylist. And so in order for her to install my wigs, I would have to bring her my wig a day ahead of time for her to color them and for it to completely dry, drive 40 minutes home, and then wake up, come back the next day for her to install. So at that point, I seen that there was a need in the market for us to provide some innovation into the beauty hair space. And so that's how it came up with the idea.
And that's great.
Thank you.
Have you considered Shark Tank,
Yes.
Camera Hall, a few other places and outlets that would put your product on the market,
Yes, Ms. Eva.
asking for the income?
Yes, Ms. Eva, that's a very good question. We are considering going on Shark Tank, but first we are going to go into the first and second quarter of 2022 and really gain some momentum on some of these pitch competitions to really get out there, really start working on selling our product. But we do have plans to do a Shark Tank once we have our manufacturable prototype complete so that we can have something physical on that stage to show the audience and really capitalize off of the exposure.
And one last thing, what makes your product unique? And is it affordable? And are you gearing to European, African Americans, and all nationalities?
Okay, so what makes our product unique is that it is built and designed and engineered exclusively for detached wig units and bundles. Currently, all of the dryers that we currently have on the market are overhead dryers, so it's for you to stick your head up under the dryer. And so this is a different way of drying the bundles and wigs independently and detached from your head. I think your second question was, will it be affordable? Absolutely, it will be affordable. Our first customers that we are targeting is actually prosumers, so professional stylists, hair distributors. And we're actually we're selling them not only the product, but we're also selling them a new service to offer their clients. And that service is to offer dry cleaning for the wigs and bundles for the existing customers. So not only are you purchasing this product, but you have the opportunity to make some money and generate some income for your existing clients. And did you have another question? That is it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I have one question.
All right.
You said your target market was prosumers. Have you thought about leveraging going to hair shows like Warner Brothers and such to promote your product? That way you have now a target market and you have a market introduction of a product to a new audience that may not be aware of what your product is and what it offers. And since you go into a hair show, you have a multitude of clients who have a different type of mane. No one mane is the same, whether it's a barber or in your case, it's the wigs and bundles. Have you ever thought about going to hair shows to promote your product in like the how-to concept where you show your product, how it benefits the prosumer, and even if it's one consumer themselves for their own personal benefit?
Yes, that's a great question, and I appreciate those tips. Tyrone, we have been going to hair shows and trade shows since 2019. We actually just came from Cosmoprof. The challenge is that we do not have a physical prototype. We only have our demo. And so we are so far we just been going to just look at the landscape, see what's out there, see who's out there, get some vendors for our packaging, things like that, really just kind of seeing what's on the market, who's out there. But we plan to actually become a vendor at these hair shows once we have our physical prototype manufactured. That was a great question.
Another question, is your product in the sustainable realm? Because nowadays, given what's going on with the supply chains now with disruption, reverse logistics is now should be a plus for you and even your competitors, because you have asset recapture. Have you ever thought about having a reverse logistics program when or if your product gets to the point of end of life?
Okay, so another great question, reverse logistics program. I would need more insight on that. I know what logistics is. And so reverse logistics would mean, what would that constitute?
That would mean when your product's at the end of life, it's really returns. Even though the main aim is to prevent returns from happening again, you want to still have a service and provide a service to the person who bought your product. So, for example, if you have your product and it reaches its end of life, you get the product, you still have items in there that can be reused, going back on the assembly line to create new products. Instead of going into a landfill, it can be recycled or remanufactured. That way, the end of life is not the end of life. Your products that were sold and are now end of life comes back to you and they give new life. And sometimes you can give a discount on a person buying a new product, because Apple does that with most of their products. When they have products that are like their iPhones and their old MP3 players, when their products reached end of life, Apple would collect them and they would take the product and they would reuse the product for making new stuff on the assembly line. And the person who would actually bring the product back would get 10% off on the new purchase of a product that was still an Apple product.
Okay.
Because it keeps the product from going into the landfill and you have asset recapture.
Okay. Sounds like a very innovative idea for me to look further into, and I will. We do plan on introducing a first version, so a version 1.0, and then as we get the product in front of more customers and see, what the customer really wants, we do intend on having a version 2.0, version 3.0. But that doesn't sound like exactly what you are mentioning, but I will definitely look into that, do some further research. Sounds like a way to save some money. All right. Any other questions? All right. Well, I appreciate your time. Please go and visit us at meetspundle.com. Again, that's www.meetspundle.com, where you can join our mailing list and follow our developments. Thank you.
That was amazing. I was listening and I was wondering if you could have did something with my hair, because I was like, maybe I could take it out, and put it back in, but that's phenomenal. Definitely appreciate your show. All right. Now we're going to moving towards table for today, right? And this is going to be our table Toastmaster. That is Mr. Trivia Payne. Are you there, Mr. Trivia Payne, as our table topics master?
I am here.
All
Good
right.
evening, Toastmasters. Good evening, Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. Tonight, I have the pleasure of being a table topics master, and I would love to get at least six friends to come on and just let me know in the chat box or come off of mute if you would like to participate in this table topics. As you begin to tell me if you want to volunteer or not, we are looking for guests, and I'm going to give you a hint of what we're going to talk about. success. Success to one person always looks different to another person. And we're going to take this opportunity tonight to feed into ourselves and each other. What does success look like to you? Does success look like being financially stable? Does success look like achieving goals? What does success look like to you? Thank you, President Robert Tyree. And I will, again, if you are a guest, we welcome you to come on. As our counter, Ingrid Marion, told us tonight, I believe that's what it was. You have 2 minutes, our timer. You have 2 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes to speak. So I would love, again, thank you, Miss Eva. We have 4 more spots. If you would love to tell us about success and what does success look like and mean to you. Don't be shy. It's going to be fun. It's going to be really, really interesting because we want to make sure that our voices get heard. So in the chat box, if you can tell me if you would love to participate. Again, we have our president, Robert Tyree. We have our former treasurer / president, Miss Eva. Okay, we have Miss Natasha. So we're going to start with our president, and I have Shauna and I have Ryan. So we are on to a good start. So if you decide you want to answer the question after we get started, just type your name in the chat box. So, Mr. President, my question to you is, being what most people would see as a successful young man, would you consider yourself as successful as you would be? Now, the catch to this is we want to avoid smear conversations. We want to make sure that we're genuine and we're not telling things that people are looking like, yeah, right. So be as genuine in your response as you can.
Can you repeat the question one more time, please?
Having a career where most people would look at you as being successful, would you define where you are in life as being successful? And why?
That's tough. Okay. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, distinguished guests. Would I consider myself being successful in the place that I am? Yes, I would consider myself being a success. I am a teacher in Baltimore City, and it's a tough question. Coming from Baltimore, the county, we'll say Baltimore County, and going through some trials and tribulations to overcome being in a single parent household, the commute to community college, the travel to a 4-year, and I guess being stuck in a job for a long time to venture on to one of the most rewarding jobs of my life, I will call it a success. I still feel like I have more achievements, more levels to climb, more to grow, but I think success is normally what you make it to be. I believe that we all can grow in multiple areas. We can all continue to be pushed, but I do desire more. So I feel like sometimes I'm not as successful that I would like to be, but I'm on the right path. My timing is now. Everyone has different seasons and moments in life, and I'm not behind. I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Where I'm at in life is going to gear me up to my future promises, my current promises, my right now. So my mindset is still continue to stay humble, still continue to study, be teachable, and be willing to learn, because my success that I desire is right in my hands. It's tomorrow. It's me breathing. That's living tomorrow. Actually, living right now is a success. You know, there's a lot of people that haven't had opportunity to even breathe again in their bodies. So I don't take those things for granted, but I do desire more. I want a big house. I want a couple of dogs. I want to be able to eat shrimp and lobster every single day. I want somebody to feed to me, you know. I want to have 25 kids, you know. I have 30, and I'm pretty sure my time is out right now, so I'm gonna stop. Kids in a classroom, Tracy, in the classroom, you know. So
All right.
that's my time. That's a tough question, y'all.
I
Whoa.
love it. Next, we have Miss Eva. Are you ready, Miss Eva?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so staying in line with the concept of success, what would you say to someone who is down in themselves because they don't feel that they're successful?
Wow, that's deep. And I have been on that road to help others. When you said that and you mentioned success, I just wanted to kind of look up the word in the definition, the accomplishment of an aim or purpose. There is a thin line between success and failure. And most of the time, we always look at failure first before we even head towards what we're aiming for. My desire when I was growing up was to be a fashion designer. I went to school for it in high school, then I went to college for a year for fashion design. How I wound up at Morgan for over 35 years had nothing to do with fashion. But I succeeded in what God had planted me there to do, and that was to help others, especially the students. I always looked at them as my babies and I always encouraged them. And when my husband got into the ministry, that was a horse of a different color. And that's an ongoing, constant success. And some failures. It all depends on how you look at it. I never take anything for granted. I thank God for everything that comes my way, the good, bad, and the ugly. Most of the time, they're pretty good. I ignore certain things that people say because it does not interfere with what I'm trying to do. Success and to help others is to let them know you are better than what you think you are. You can do more. And it doesn't take a lot of money. It just takes someone else behind you, looking out for you, and willing to invest in you, either financially or continue to give you encouragement along the way. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Eva. So the next volunteer we have is Miss Natasha Brown. Are you ready, Miss Brown?
Okay, sorry, I forgot. I was over here doing my timer thing. When you said my name, I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Yes, it's your
All
time.
right, I'm ready.
All right, so my question to you, President Robert has told us how he's successful in the work that he's doing and that it's a process. Miss Eva told us what she would advise someone if they felt like they weren't successful. So my question to you is, walking in success, finish that sentence. Walking in success looks like what?
Walking in, good evening, Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. Walking in success. This is what it looks like, y'all. Y'all ready? Everybody get up and just walk. Y'all walking? Anybody get up and start walking? Everybody got up and started walking? I hope so. I don't have long, but I hope somebody got up and walked with me, at least one person. Why? I said I just walked in success, because we know that as we think, we are. For me, a successful walk is alignment. As long as I'm aligned and walking in purpose, I'm successful. Our president said to us that he is exactly where he's supposed to be in this moment. I believe that for us all. So to be honest, I believe that walking in success depends on your mindset. If your mind is set on success, then that is where you will be. I don't think that success has a monetary value. I don't think that it has to do with titles. I really believe that it's knowing who you are, what you're called to do, and doing small steps each day in that direction. That's all.
I love it. Everybody do your walk. Do that walk. When I get up, I'm going to do that walk. So I love it. Next, we have Mr. Ryan Dunston. Are you ready, Mr. Dunston?
Yes, ma'am. Hang in there. Give me 2
Awesome.
seconds. I'm sorry. All right, there we go.
I love it. So I am encouraged through the successes and the stories of success. If you would indulge us by taking 1 to 2 minutes and letting us know what are 2 ways that you think or that you would explain success to a group of young people. We know that a lot of people, as Natasha said, think that finances is success, having finances are success measures, or having a big house, as Mr. Tyree said, are success measures. What would you tell a group of young people to look forward to with having success?
Well, good evening, Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. I would say to these individuals that success looks like hard work. Hard work feels hard. I would also say that success is not only about money, not only about accomplishing goals, but also success is about paying forward and then also reaching back. I think success is unlearning bad habits. I think success is breaking generational curses and chains, and all of that can be difficult. I would not get too caught up on the materialistic side of success, because a lot of what you're going to be doing throughout your life is building the man in you so that you can free yourself and free your family and leave a legacy. That is the way that I would redefine success.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And we have 2 more. Shauna, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
I'm going to continue with the theme of youth, because I know that you work with youth as well as Mr. Dunson and pretty much everybody that have spoken so far. And what was the hardest process that you had to contend with to get to your point of success?
Greetings, Toastmasters, future Toastmasters, and distinguished guests. The hardest thing that I had to do to get to my level of success was to realize that bliss is the highest form of success. Again, I had to understand that bliss is the highest form of success. And bliss is what? It is delight, it is enjoyment, it is happiness. And so I had to realize that when I am doing things that are happy, that are making me happy, that are bringing me joy, that makes me smile, that makes others smile, that I am reaching success. And so that was hard for me because I had previously been maybe striving after things that I would say a professional career and things like that. And then I realized that I already had everything that I needed inside of me to be successful, that it came from within me, and that me obtaining these things that I guess society views as success was was more secular to me knowing that my success comes from within and being happy about what I'm doing and what's making me happy, what's making the community happy, and things of that nature. So that would have been my biggest challenge, just to understand that bliss is the highest form of success. Thank you. Oh, you muted.
I had this great little speech. Last but not least, not because we wanted you to be last, but because you volunteered to be last, Mr. Tracy. My question to you, are you ready? We spent the last 6 conversations talking about what is success. Tell me what you would classify as not being successful or not having success.
I have no idea what that means, Madam Secretary, fellow Toastmasters, because I've always been successful in everything I've ever done, even if it was a failure. Because fellow Toastmasters, I've learned in my life that no matter what you do, it's not about whether you win or lose, it's how you play the game. Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, I don't know what unsuccessful means. I mean that literally, because as a young man, I was so scared and afraid of everybody. I would be so upset because all the fellas that look like Robert and Ryan, the handsome guys like Olio with the beards, and they used to get all the women, but not scared little Tracy Baker. No. But then once I took the glasses off and I became confident, what's up, girl? Get them digits. And once that confidence started exuding out, I started seeing that I pretty much can use my mouth to get what I wanted. Not that kind of way. I mean, in a way like my words and my voice, my power and energy that would come out of my body would equate to me getting lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of women. I mean, just a few. Now, with that being said, Miss Eva, Miss Natasha, I would just say that success is self-defined for every person. What may be good for Robert Tyree, like that nice big beard, may not work for me because I get pseudo-folliculitis Barbie. So I got to grow this nice little man beard with the salt and pepper. And yet again, I get all these tons and tons and tons of women. So I'm successful just by doing what I do. But I would leave you with this, fellow Toastmasters. Instead of looking at the monetaries we heard, the big houses and things like that, the 30 kids, Mr. Robert Tyree, we got to look at what our individual happiness, our bliss is. For me, all I want in the morning is a nice big stack of 8-inch, perfectly round, golden brown, symmetrical pancakes with a little bit of maple syrup, golden drizzled on top, with some butter melting like a golden Niagara Falls, a fork that cuts into the middle with these perfectly triangular, confectional, beautiful pancakes. If I get my pancakes in the morning and they're light and fluffy and I eat them, I'm like success for the day, because no matter what else happens, I had my pancakes, I had my milk, I had my juice, my water, my bacon, my scrambled eggs with cheese, and goodness gracious alive, I feel like IHOP ain't got nothing on me. So fellow Toastmasters, whatever it is, whether it's getting a college degree or getting some good pancakes, whatever you want in life that defines your success, please don't be afraid to take it, to claim it, to find your bliss and your happiness, and above all, find those sweet, juicy, incredible 8-inch, perfectly round pancakes.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm always hungry after you finish talking. I'm just saying. This has been such a delight, because when I go back and show this to my students, there's no way they can believe that they are unsuccessful, because even in asking a question about not being successful, we understood that we are successful. So thank you, Toastmaster and I'm going to turn it back to you.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you. That was actually probably my most favorite subject of all time. I had to hold myself back from volunteering because I knew that I might go over the time just as the passion started to go. So I appreciate everyone that went and shared those great table topics with us. Now I like to call on someone to help me out again. Because we have a lot of people that's been helping us today. So now I want to call on our general evaluator, who will actually be helping us out. I believe that is Mrs. Eva Culver. Are you there?
Yes, I am, Mr. Sanders. How are you?
All right. As a general evaluator, could you let the people know, what you're here to do and how you're here to help serve?
Good evening, Toastmasters, featured Toastmasters guests, and friends. Once again, my role as general evaluator is to give an overall summary of how I thought the meeting went tonight. Before I get to that, though, we have a few things that we need to take care of. We had an excellent speaker, and she will be evaluated by Ms. Shauna, I'm sorry, will be evaluated by Ms. Christelle York, correct? And then I will come back and give you the overall of our meeting. Ms. York, take it away.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Miss Eva, for that introduction. I had the pleasure of evaluating Miss Shauna Stapp-Jones. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Shauna Stapp-Jones is just an incredible individual. I am so inspired by you and what you are doing with this invention of yours. And I believe in the depths of my soul that this will be successful. And listening to your pitch, because the speech that Shauna did tonight, everyone, was a business pitch. And in her pitch, she did an excellent job with talking about what she's doing, how she's gotten there. She even broke down to which stage in the process as far as the business cycle of where she is and working on this, letting us know that this isn't something that she did overnight, that this has been a process. She also shared with us her staff and everyone that's been behind her on her development team. I love the fact that you integrated the video in your presentation, which was very helpful for everyone to see what your invention was. And again, I am just so inspired by you. And I just think you're just such an awesome individual. And I'm thankful for knowing you. Some of the things that I have, just a few things that I would like to suggest that you do the next time you pitch your speech pitch spundle is first thing, when Miss Eva, I love the fact that you asked us to ask questions. And I would have loved if you could have integrated the answers that you gave to Miss Eva, if you could have gave us like a short intro, because the questions that Miss Eva asked was very important about letting us know, how you got started, why you got started. I would have loved to hear you say why no heat for the wigs and the bundles. is necessary as opposed to heat. And then the last thing I would have loved for you towards the end to drop the crowdfunding platform so that, hey, we can give you some coins so that we can help you, get this thing started. But again, this was excellent. And I'm just so proud of you. And I think everyone here on this call will be able to say the same thing. So awesome job. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, Crystal.
Thank you, Ms. York. Next, we will have our Arcana and Grammarian, and that will be Mr. Tyrone Thorne, right?
That is correct. And I'll be nice because I was on my off day, because I will say at the outset, the speeches and responses therein were very engaging, where I had to fight not to be the grammarian and not be the spectator and engager, because there was a lot of information imparted and plenty of wisdom, but I did get something. So let the show begin. Shauna Steph Jones, you said, when talking about MSU Toastmasters, you said pride ourselves on. You take pride in something, therefore you pride yourself in something. So it should be we pride ourselves in. And then you also had I'm gonna in your intro and starting the meeting. Robert, you had nervous energy, so I couldn't keep up with too much because you were just giving nervous energy and trying to start the meeting. But I will say this, your filler, you have followed by first and second place as far as amounts. Olio, same issue, but it was more energy. You were a fireball, a comet, good energy. Your intro, how you doing, how you speaking, how you feeling, I may have miswrote it, but the way you set the intro up as you took the position was great. But you had a lot of preachers repeat, but I only count that to you being nervous and excited, but more excited than anything else. Shauna, you had and as your words. And then you said showing us, you said sharing or showing this demo. If you're on Zoom, it's inherent that you're showing. Showing. So I would say sharing the demo. Well, showing, but you're sharing, I would say showing the demo because you're showing it as inherent as it is. And I was about to say our presentation, but then you mentioned your list of people who were supporting you and your staff. So that means it is ours. And you had great parallel construction in the beginning. You said you were an inventor, entrepreneur, engineer, and it was consistent. And you said brought on, you could have said we onboarded or we are onboarding our staff when you mentioned the CFO. Trivia, you had in your starting for table topics, you had one and two uhs. You said really, really. You can only say it only once because less is more. Unless you were really trying to stress how good it is. You had one gonna, and you mispronounced the word of the evening. It was smarmy. You said smearer. Robert Tyree, you had and again, and lots of preachers repeat. And then I think you were trying to say success is what you make it, because you said success is what it'll make it be. You could also say what you put into it as well. Then you had one, Eva, you said kind of look up, just say glimpse for word economy. And I like that you use the idiom of horse of a different color. Even though people don't understand what it means in the literal sense, they get what you're trying to say as an idiom. Natasha, you said, so to be honest, you can just say frankly because it sums it all up in one word. Trivia, when introducing Ryan, you have one and a lot of. You can just say many instead of saying a lot of, the word economy. Ryan, you had two uhs and one and you could add a little bit more parallel construction when you were talking about success, what it is and what you saw it as. Trivia, I like your usage for the word contend. because that's a word that is pivotal for the topic. What did you have to contend with? And it's timely. And then Shauna, you said and bliss. Drop the and. Get rid of the hurdle. Just go straight to the word bliss. You were talking about bliss, and then you said and bliss is. Just say bliss is and go straight to it. Tracy, finally, you said exuding confidence. You can say exuding. You said exuding out. You can just say exuding. Saying exuding out is redundant, or just say radiating. And you had great similes talking about the pancakes. And this is a factoid for me. I'm culinary. Pancakes are not juicy. They're buttery. Meats are juicy. Pies are juicy. Pancakes and breads are buttery. And that concludes my reports.
Thank you so much, Tyrone. You said you weren't going to kill us too bad. But, I'm sorry for but when the R counter and grammarian comes, and Tyrone is one of, if not the best that I've heard in years, is constructive criticism to continue to help us grow. We don't know how we speak sometimes until somebody else catches the words and the ums, you knows, and so's. Thank you so much, Mr. Tyrone. Next, we will have our timer, Miss Natasha Brown. Ready, Natasha?
I'm ready. Okay, good evening, Toastmasters. Future Toastmasters, distinguished guests again. I could probably cut that out. For time, our speech. So, Shauna, you had 13 minutes and 25 seconds, but that was the questions. And so what I'm thinking is that there's probably a better project in your path that gives more time, and maybe we can work on finding that. And, the time will be perfect, because I believe in a presentation like that, it should be more time, especially if you have questions at the end. For suggestion, maybe put the questions in the chat, ask people for that email, and you can get back to them later if it is a 5 to 7 minute speech. Rob, 2 minutes and 36 seconds for, what was that? Oh, the table topics, 2 minutes and 36 seconds. Miss Eva, 1 minute, 53 seconds. Sarisa, thank you for timing me. 1 minute, 27 seconds for myself. Ryan, 56 seconds. Push a little more for that minute. Shauna, 1 minute, 46 seconds. Tracy, 2 minutes and 38 seconds. So a little over as well. Crystal, 3 minutes and 16 seconds for your evaluation. And Tyrone, 4 minutes and 3 seconds for your report. And that is all I have for this evening.
Thank you so much, Ms. Brown. Now comes the time of what I thought about the meeting. First of all, we did start on time, 7 o'clock. I think it was 7:01. Shauna, you came in with confidence. I like the fact that you let the people know that we were live. That's a good thing. We were live streaming, so people would know that we're on live streaming. I always look at you as Miss Confidential. You have so much confidence when you speak and the way you carry your body language. And I love that about you. Olio, always on point, even in your car driving. You said, let there be light, and it was. And that was a good thing. Natasha, between you and Mr. Baker, I know what I'm fixing for breakfast tomorrow. I'm going to start off with a smoothie with apples, bananas, and strawberries. Then I'm going to fix some pancakes, but I'm going to add blueberries to my pancakes. So thank you for giving me that presentation of the background. I have to learn how to do that and get that in. That was really great. I love how you mix that in. And some of us, it's our dinner hour, so a smoothie after we finish would come right in handy. Back to Shauna. I love the way you're wearing your t-shirt introducing your invention. We as African American people especially need to learn how to support our own. You work with young people, Natasha, Robert, and a few others that work with young people. That's what we need, to constantly encourage them and push them to their next level. Success is what trivia talked about. Success is what we make it. The table topics was something to give us all something to think about. Like I said, we have educators. We are educators, and we have to push our young people constantly. This meeting was par excellence. Everyone had a role to play, and I think everyone played the role excellent. When it came to table topics, you knocked it out the ballpark. You gave us something to think about. I wish all of you success in whatever your endeavor is. As long as we live, we always want to encourage one another, either through finances, encouragement, or just giving uplifting words in any way we can. Some people, it's like a crabs in a barrel. They're only thinking about themselves. But when you reach out and always try to help somebody else, buying a book, buying the product, trying out the product, it only takes a little that can go a long way. This meeting was really a great meeting. And like I said, I want to see your name in lights. I love Shark Tank. I want to see you there. And I love Tamara Hall. Push it, push that idea out there. You'd be surprised. Someone will catch your vision. Write the vision, what they say, and make it plain. That goes for everybody under the sound of my voice. Thank you. Back to Mr. President.
Thank you so much, Miss Eva. Too many M's already. Just want to check to see if I can go ahead and interject right now with some comments, because I really enjoyed the meeting. Yep, Natasha, if you don't mind, I just want to make a couple comments about how the meeting went. Then I'll let you go ahead and take it away. I'll start off with Shauna, Miss Shauna Steph Jones. It's been an amazing journey watching you become an amazing professional. You've already been a professional before I met you, but I really appreciate the time you're taking for your speeches and being very creative and being intentional about building your brand. Like, you're really taking advantage of Toastmasters. So one of the comments I wanted to say was like, how has Toastmasters improved your pitch? And you don't have to say anything because we're watching it in our eyes. Like, every opportunity you're taking your path and tweaking it for your performance, right? And you can see you're getting gooder and gooder, or sweeter and sweeter in your presentation. It's more polished. You know what time to plug your brand, right? Or if it's your T-shirt, or if it's Divonair, like you're being very strategic with what you're wearing, your concept, even down to your clothing. Gooder and gooder. And that sound like a song. But to me, it's amazing, and it's very powerful for me as a president to see you take advantage of every opportunity that you're speaking. Is amazing. So I just want to make sure like that is clear. Crystal, that might have been one of the best evaluation I've ever heard. You were very specific. You were highlighting so many things that were strong. You were emphasizing certain parts where she can use and apply right now at the current moment to enhance her presentation, which I'm pretty sure she'll look back on this and be like, yeah, I'm gonna add this, add that. Amazing. That's like one of the better evaluations I've seen, where a lot of times we go through a whole speech and explain or just regurgitate what the person just said, but you were very strategic about the things you highlighted. And also, I could tell your comments wasn't from a sheet. It was organic. It was like, what stuff can I give her that she can apply, or everyone can apply to their speeches. And that's the purpose of the evaluation. What can we use right now, currently, right, to get better? What are some comments that we can use globally to enhance our speeches? Miss Eva, very in tune questions. A lot of times we ask, do you have any questions? And the questions are normally dull or whack. And every question you had was to make, once again, Shauna better. And she answered the questions like a champ. Even when she didn't know the answer, she twisted or reversed the question around. Kind of like Tracy when he was asked, what is not success, right? So being able to be polished, I feel like you could coach the stars on how to answer questions, you know. Maybe you can coach Kanye West a little bit, so he needs a little help. Tyrone, amazing, powerful, sir. The ability, you're a teacher. I can say that because I'm a teacher. I can say that. The ability to correct someone, right, and then explain how to properly use it is amazing. Every single time, every person that you corrected, you explained to them like, this is a better way you could use it. So it wasn't just criticism, everything was constructive, but an uplifting way. So you're the human grammarian for a reason, and you did an amazing job. Trivia, amazing questions for table topics. It wasn't something that you just did overnight, right? It was something that was planned. Every question build on top of each other. And to me, once again, just taking the time to provide a well-prepared table topic is amazing. And I believe that's all the things I wanted to highlight today. So Natasha, I'm going to pass it to you, our VP of Education, Natasha Brown.
In one moment. Oh. Okay. I don't know if you can see all this, but we have a contest coming up February 6th. And I know you're like, what? Coming up? Yes, I would agree. Amazing report, President. So we are in Area 23, Division B, District 18. Whoop! This is us right there. The second one, it looks like it's been cut off. I don't know if you all can see that, but that's the second MSU Toastmasters. And we have 4 clubs, including ourselves, that will be competing in the competition. We have the international speech. Get excited because somebody's going to international and we are all going with them. All right. Evaluation contest and table topics contest. I'm having a flashback. All right. We always come home. Oh, wait a minute. Hello. All right. We always come home, what is it, Tyrone? With the hardware. And this is not going to be any less. We're coming back with double.
Hardware.
We didn't have an opportunity to be in person and do the things like we have an opportunity to do in 2022. So I want to say that now because we have to have a club contest first. Area 23 contest is February 23rd. So we will discuss as an executive team when our club contest will be probably in January. But get thinking what you want to compete for. Crystal, your president just told you that you need to compete for evaluations. Olio, I don't know if you're still on the line, but we already know that this is where you need to go for again and take it. Table topics. Oh my goodness, we have so many people. Like just everybody. Everybody can't go though. I don't know how many people can go. Last year it was 2 people, I believe, for each. But I will find out the details for that. And if you are interested in any one of those options that I just mentioned, please put your name in the chat. It can be all 3, 2, just 1. if you're just even considering it, please put it in the chat. There's normally a humorous speech. There's not a humorous speech contest this time. But with the international speech, it can be anything, any topic. Yes, sir. All right, really, get yourselves in. And once you put your name in, we will talk about what you want to do and get you in here, get you into right time. What is right time? After our meetings every Monday that we meet on the Zoom, not the morale meetings and everything, the morale events, but the ones that we meet, we're going to have right time. Minimum 30 minutes, maximum an hour, where we're going to write intentionally so that we can walk into our success. We're going to write our success stories because we're already walking in success. And the things that we've already accomplished to get here, somebody needs to understand how to get here. So while we're talking about where we want to go, there's somebody that needs to understand how we got where we already are. So please don't think that this cannot be you. Do not be freaked out by international. There have been so many winners that have come from right here, not MSU, but like in Maryland. So let's make it MSU in 2022. Back to you, President.
Ms. Brown, I want to build on that real quick. I know we wouldn't do this, but I'm going to. Listen, I've heard you guys speak, ladies and gentlemen. That's a guy, that was terrible. Ladies and gentlemen, I heard you speak before. You all have life-changing international speeches that will allow you to travel around the world, get paid for it. I'm saying that because I've been to these I'm gonna say anyway. I've been to these competitions. I've heard individuals speak, and they really have nothing on us. They don't. I'm gonna say that again. I honestly feel like every single person has presented speeches that can outdo anyone. And when we say Morgan State is the best, we walk around and we mean it. So like, get your speeches together. Let's work together, right? We have everything in our hands. We have individuals that have seen it all that can kind of help you tweak and help you get where you need to go. I want to win everything. Like there's no reason why there's no reason why we can't take all the hardware. We know what it takes, but I'll be honest though, we gotta take the time, we gotta put the work in. I believe if we start now and just make a plan and work on your speeches once or twice a week, right? By the time February comes, we're blowing everything out the water. I think preparation is key to success. Probably should have said that earlier during my speech. But let's prepare for it now and really honestly show people that we are that thing. You know what that thing is. So I'm gonna stop. I really don't get me excited.
I do want to say that there will be some things that I will suggest for you to do on your own time. It's not, I'm going to tell you, it's not going to be a weekly commitment. So if anybody heard that and got freaked out, he's just really excited right now. Okay. It's not going to be a weekly commitment, but there are things that we want to do to keep it in front of you so that you understand, like, this isn't just about a trophy. It's about your voice. It's about your why. And I just had a vision of Shauna on the stage, speaking something from her book that we gonna go ahead and knock out too. But anyways, yeah, I'm done. Rebound. I just caught the rebound, Sorry.
Thank you for that. I did get excited. Listen, we're gonna win. It's like a church song. We will win. We will win. All right, the next person.
Keep in mind, everyone, if you win the contest, last year they were flying you out to Paris to compete at the next level. So, if you might want a free trip, out of the country, paid for, while you're getting compete, not only bragging rights, but just also with enhancement of, the impact, clarity, communication, and that you want to create, that you want to instill. it's a great opportunity that you could, take advantage of in a lifetime of the opportunity.
And you will leave a mark and not even know it. Even if you don't make it, one thing I found out was when I went to the division, I didn't win, but then I found out I didn't lose either, because people came after me and they asked about my response and how did I think about it. And because I answered, it was about Star Wars, but it was about a topic in it. And unlike the other folks, I actually answered the question directly, which is what made me stand out, even though I didn't win. And then somebody came up to me, Jerry Bohannon, who was a member of our club. She said something that has been burnt in my head ever since when I started competing. She said, winners never lose. I had to think about that, even though I didn't win anything yet. When she said that, I didn't know what she meant until I walked out that place in Franklin Square and I got kind of mobbed. And I thought, okay, you actually got that out of my speech. It was table toppers, not international. And when you unknowingly leave a mark and not any stains, people are drawn to you. And you'd be surprised what flowers in the minds of folks when they don't expect it.
Perfectly said. I like it. The next person I'm going to bring to the front will be Olio for the treasure moment. Olio.
Well, let's give them a different version of the treasurer moment. As you all know, this is one of the most prestigious. I will say this is the best club. And here's why, right? And here's why Toastmasters is so phenomenal. One, because many people think that the cost of this is, like 100, 500, 5,000, or a couple of mil every couple of weeks. And that's not the case when it comes to Toastmasters. And here's the thing. For 6 months, you can actually be a member for $70. And now here's the thing. For new members, it's $70. But guess what? Let's say you've been a member before. We're gonna discount that. Yes, we're gonna take off $20 off of that, and then it's only gonna be $50, and that $50 covers 6 months. Okay, so that's less than $10 a month. All right. Now, here's another great aspect of this. Right, it's tax deductible. Okay, so it's $45, and then $5 goes to our club dues. All right, so that's how you get the $50. New members, they pay $70. All right, and this is prorated. So if you're like, hey, if I miss some months or anything like that, we'll work with you. We'll make sure it's prorated. At the same time, again, it's tax deductible. Again, and on top of that, you can Cash App MSU TM. There's a PayPal also. It's MSU Toastmasters. Let me double check the actual paper. It's MSU Toastmasters Club at gmail.com. I'll post that shortly. The next renewal date is April the 1st. Okay. So pretty simple. If you have any questions, feel free to email myself. I'll post my email also. And we look forward to you. Remember, if you're not a member, you can continue to come for free, bring other people, bring other guests. That is completely free to attend meetings. You do not need to be a member for that. You only need to be a member when you want to participate in prepared speeches, going to contests, things of that nature. All right. So we look forward to seeing all the new members, and we welcome you now in advance. So thanks for joining. Turning it back over to you, Mr. Robert Tyree.
Thank you, Olio, for that amazing, I'll say another speech for treasurer. So listen, if you want to join, Olio will be able to help you and give you some more information about that as well, okay? All right, y'all. So we are going to shift gears and going to give you guys an opportunity to grow in Toastmasters. So we're about to select roles for the next meeting. I'm going to pass it to our secretary, Miss Trivia Payne. Trivia, are you there?
Hello again. Please disregard the baby singing in the back, but we're going to get this done. So right now I have Tyrone, Sarisa, Crystal, Natasha, Ryan, Robert, Roberta. Oh, Roberta's not here. And Olio. Is there anyone that I'm missing before I spin the wheel? Crystal, can you enable share screen for me?
You know what, Trigger, before we take roles, I just want to say thank you so much for individuals coming out on YouTube. We're going to end the meeting here. We look forward to seeing you to our next meeting. So if you want to know information about our next meeting or our next events, you can check us out at MSU Toastmasters on IG.